and welcome to You So Got This with Laura Klecker from Empower Every Day. Welcome to my show. So today I have something extra special planned for you. We're doing something a little bit different today. We have another man on this show. Yay! I know you're like, when are we going to hear from the men? So we're going to hear from some more men today. And also, secret, I have another man guest scheduled for July. Oh my gosh, it's very exciting. But of course, for you guys that listen, you know that you have to wait till after the break to meet my guests, and I make you wait for it. And of course, all my guests are spectacular, fantastic. I cannot wait for you to hear from him. He's got some great stuff to share with you. We were talking before the show, and I was like, yes. I cannot wait for my listeners to hear about that. So, but before we get to it, we have my confidence tip of the week. And my confidence tip of the week is fried eggs. So you can be like, what? Why is she talking about fried eggs? And I know that I have a lot of confidence tips that revolve around food. First we had cookies, and now we have eggs. But I want to share with you what this means. So when I started my business full time, one of the things that I love about being self-employed is every morning I make myself breakfast. And I make myself some eggs, maybe some sausage, an English muffin, relatively healthy, but a nice hearty breakfast, and I really enjoy making it. But the one thing is I'm really bad at making fried eggs, but I really love eating them. And so this has been sort of a struggle and a dilemma for me every morning is how to make this fried egg. And sometimes I overcook it, sometimes I undercook it, and I get really frustrated. So today I was making my breakfast, and I was looking at my egg, and I thought, what can I do a little bit differently today to help sort of perfect how I cook this? And so I thought about it a little bit, just a couple of seconds, and I tried just a slightly different cooking technique. And you know what happened? I actually achieved my goal of making the perfect fried egg. So what does this have to do with confidence? So with confidence, there's a lot of trial and error when we're going after our goals. There's a lot of trial and error when you're trying to succeed and accomplish things. And it can be very easy to get frustrated and be like, I just simply can't make this fried egg. But I'm here to tell you that just looking from it from a slightly different perspective, asking yourself, is there one little thing I can do slightly differently this morning that I didn't do yesterday morning? Before you know it, you've made that perfect fried egg. It's like the 409 story. The Clino 409 is called that because it took 409 attempts to get the formula right. So I want you to ask yourself today, what is your fried egg? What is that one thing that you've been really working at, trial and error, and you haven't yet perfected, and you're thinking, is it worth it? And it is, because that egg this morning tasted amazing. I was like, finally, I had this amazing breakfast. Now I'm in this great mood and ready to start my day. So the confidence tip of the day is, what is your fried egg, and how are you tweaking it just a little bit every day to really get it to where you want it at? All right, so after the break, we have my guest coming on. He's sitting here. He's actually a very handsome guest too. I just had to put that on there. And so I know his fiance, so we're good. And just get ready. He's got I'm really excited about this show. It's a little bit different, but it's going to be super awesome. He is fantastic, and I can't wait to hear all that he has to share with you. So stay tuned.
15 Winks is the only dating app that uses 15-second videos instead of pictures to give you a first date experience before ever meeting the person. You'll see their tone, inflection, personality, smile, looks, confidence, sense of humor, career, and education mindset. It's a 15-second speed date. To find out more, go to 15winks.com. That's 15winks.com for an amazing 6-for-1 offer. Then click the Get It Now button and enter ID number 2522. Welcome to 15 Winks.
Hello, everybody, on Pegasus NetWaves Radio. Are you tired of establishment politics and partisanship? Take some time in your day and check out hippopolitics.com, your source for smarter, middle-of-the-road, anti-establishment type politics. hippopolitics.com, your source for smarter politics.
So welcome back to You So Got This, and I'm here with my extra special guest, Richard Perales. So I met Richard a couple years ago at a New Year's Eve party. He is now engaged to a friend of mine. Congratulations. Yay.
Thank you very much.
And so I've known Richard over the years. I've known him through my friend and through other avenues, and he reached out to me and said, I've got some great stuff I want to share with your listeners, and so now he's here. So Richard, please introduce yourself, tell my guests who you are, what you're about, what you do.
Well, my name is Richard Perales, and I own a real estate company. It's a Perales Real Estate Group out in Fort Worth, Texas. And I'm basically I'm the personal real estate consultant for my clients, and I help people buy and sell both residential and commercial properties.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Personal real estate consultant. I love how that sounds.
Yeah, it's got a great ring to it.
It does. I love that. And that's great how you sort of made that really fantastic title. So people are like, ooh.
Yeah.
So tell me, how did you get started as a personal real estate consultant?
Well, I started out early on by managing my own rental properties. I worked with some gentlemen who had their own properties and talked about it all the time and piqued my interest, really. Mm-hmm. And so I had an opportunity. I had bought my first house, had an opportunity to rent it out, and took the chance. And I found that I was really good at managing properties. So I did that for a few years. And I got to a point in my career as an engineer, which I guess I'll touch on a little bit, but got to a point where I wasn't sure if that's the path I wanted to do. And that, on top of my dad owning his own business, kind of motivated me to want to have my own business. Just kind of, it's always been there in the back of my mind. So anyways, at one point I was doing my MBA and read an article, and that article kind of stemmed my interest in venturing out into another career. And I had no idea what my career was. And having done the real estate, for myself, and having had a somewhat bad experience with, or let's say not complete experience with my real estate agent, I thought, I want to step out and give it a try. And so that's kind of what got me moving in that direction.
I love that. Now, I hope, and I always say this to you guys, but I hope you're really listening, because he said he took a chance, right? He did something simple. He bought a house. He rented it out. I've done that before. But he's like, I'm going to take a chance for this. And then it's something simple. And again, I've said this before. He read an article. He's like, it piqued my interest. What if I go ahead and do this? So he takes a chance. He's inspired by others around him. And he does it. And it really is, like Richard's saying, those simple little thoughts, that simple little article, that simple, inspiration from his father. And he's thinking, I should do this, right? So you did it. And so what has it been like for you? Share with me like your success and how you've been growing this real estate consulting business.
Right. So I've been doing this for the last, 4 years now, for working for clients. And, it started out very small, and I'm still growing. And as I mentioned earlier, I do this, I guess you would say, on a part-time basis. I've got an engineering position that I do full-time, and so that kind of helps me though in being the consultant, right? And so again, I started out a client referral from my broker at the time, and once I was able to work with a couple leads in this manner and gain the confidence, I started opening up to friends, and I started talking more about my real estate business and my aspirations. And little by little, just by having those conversations with friends, they're like, oh, well, I've got a friend who's in the market, and I'll let them know, and if they're interested, they'll give me a call. And so little by little, I started building my client base, and that's kind of how I've grown over the last few years. It's all been word of mouth. It's just until recently that I've started going down the marketing avenue. And so you were talking earlier about your fried egg, and I think for me that's going to be my fried egg. Trying to get that correct formula when it comes to marketing, find the right pitch, the right phrases, the right venue, whether that's a magazine or a billboard or flyers or whatever it is. I'm going to have to start trying different things until I get it right. And so there's going to be a lot of failures, and there's going to be a lot of successes, and so I've just got to keep at it is really what I'm going to have to do, like you did with your fried egg, until I get it perfect.
I love that. Thank you for talking about the fried egg. And so he brought up several great points. Or he started this part-time. And I'm telling you guys, it doesn't have to be a huge leap off the cliff. He started it part-time, and he just asked. And that I'm so glad he shared that with you, because I can't express to you enough the power of just telling people what you're doing. And yes, I hear you. There is a chance that people will be like, what? Or not agree with your choices or question your decision making, and that's fine. That's their opinion, and they're more than right to have it. But in the other aspect, there are people that will be like, that's awesome, Richard, and great, and here's a referral, and here's this, and growing the business. And just by taking that little step and just asking and talking and telling, he has grown his business with that. And now he's got a new challenge ahead of him with the marketing. But if you heard him, he's like, okay, I'm ready to look how to tweak it. I'm ready to learn how to work it and to make this work best for me. And so that's really what it's about. And that's why I love having Richard on the show today and really sharing his story, because it just really shows that great example of what it means to start it off slowly, take the time to just tell people what you're doing. And when you have that new challenge, and these challenges are always going to be coming up, what it means for you. Right. So what has been up to date, and this may seem like a strange question, but I want you to share this with everyone. What has been your biggest failure so far with this?
I guess my biggest failure is having that fear still, you know, not going the extra mile and putting myself out there. Like this is my first step to overcoming the fear. I'm sure people over the radio can maybe hear the trembling in my voice, maybe feel the tentativeness in my responses. But for me, this isn't a natural thing to have a conversation on an internet radio show. Or I don't do this all the time. So again, public speaking, stuff like that. It takes practice, and it takes working through your fears and kind of talking through it. And you know what? The next time I do this, I'm going to be that much better. And the next time after that, I'm going to be even more comfortable. Pretty soon, I'm going to have my own show or something.
Yeah.
But you got to build on small steps. And I think for me, that's something I'm doing is overcoming those fears. And again, for me, that's one of the biggest obstacles, is getting past fears, identifying the fears, and then getting past them by taking small steps.
Yay! Oh, okay. So I really just want to jump up and hug Richard. I'm going to. Erica, it's okay. But because I cannot, that makes me so happy that he shared that. And I'm not happy that he has fears, but I'm happy that he shared with you that they're here, they exist. Even being on the show is a huge step for him, because he's out here, he's talking with you, he's telling you what he's about, he's telling you who he is, and it may feel uncomfortable and it may not be natural for him, but he is doing it. And I'm so excited that he's doing it on my show, because I'm all about Empower Every Day. It's all about facing those fears and moving past those obstacles. And they're going to exist whether you want them to or not. Now it's a matter of what you're going to do about it. So with that, what were you going to say,
Well,
Richard?
so I was going to build on that.
Yes,
and,
please.
I face fears every day, right? So when I first started in the business, engineer by trade, engineer by school, I've never really been in a sales role, so it was all new to me. And of course, you go into your first showing fearful, right? Because you don't know what's going to be asked. You don't know, you do as many, you study as much as you can to prep for it. But I promise you'll never have all the answers, right? So when you go in knowing that, you've got to be as prepared as you can and just kind of work through the rest. You don't have to know everything. They understand you're not Google, but yeah, I mean, when I first had my first showing, I suppose, I was very nervous, and it took me probably the first 10-15 minutes to really get comfortable and realize that, okay, I can do this, and it's not it's not as hard as I thought. But getting over that first hump is really hard for a lot of people, and I think again, just getting out there and doing it sometimes is all it takes to get past that fear. You'll be surprised at what you can accomplish when you actually try.
So what have you accomplished? What's been some of your greatest successes now that you've gone out there and you're facing the fear? What does that look like for you?
I guess for me, it's again, being recognized as a real estate agent, right? Because starting on the industry, you never know when you're going to reach that point where somebody will trust you enough to handle their transaction. It's a big transaction for a lot of people. And so I think just through building that personal confidence, you're able to gain people's trust, because you come off with, people can feel that confidence. People can see that you're educated in the business and that you know what you're talking about, and that helps make them feel more comfortable. So again, one of the biggest accomplishments for me is gaining that respect from my clients and from my friends. It's a big thing to get a referral from a friend because it puts them on the line. So for me, that's a really big thing, a real big accomplishment to have friends. And like I said, over the last few years, my business has been word of mouth, all word of mouth. So for me, that's a key accomplishment.
And that's true. That is so true. And I agree with that. There's nothing like that when somebody really puts that trust in you and relates it to their associates or friends and family and says, you've got to talk to this person. I really think they're going to add a lot of value to your life, whatever aspect that is. That's huge. And so I would agree that's such a big accomplishment. So thank you for sharing that too, because again, it's just about getting out there and talking about what you do and sharing it with others. So I really want to really showcase Richard now, and we really want you to get to know who he is in his business, because he is amazing at what he does. So what is that one thing that you offer your clients that really is you? It's Richard. What is that expertise in you?
So for me, I think the big thing is, I'm a big listener. Like I'm really watchful as I'm walking clients through a house, or during a listing presentation. I listen for the details of what they really love about their house, because I'm going to use that to our benefit and market those key features. Right? Nobody knows a home better than the homeowner. Right? They know that the park is 2.5 seconds around the block, or you've got Albertsons that's 2.5 miles this way, and you've got. So basically, being able to listen to my clients and interpret what they're really saying. Like I said, when they're walking through the house, I can hear them, whether or not they really like the house, or whether they don't, or if they're tentative. I know this may not be the house for them. When they start talking about, maybe I can adjust this way, I can adjust that way. Well, this may not be the house for you. This is the kind of stuff you listen for and you look for. So again, I think listening and again being available to them. More or less 24/7. I mean, I work all the time. It's just how I am. I got it from my dad. It's just one of our things. I think those two aspects are what I provide to my clients, and that they really appreciate, because they can get a hold of me. It's just like being able to get a hold of a friend. I'm their personal real estate consultant.
You are.
And they can contact me 24/7, and they don't hesitate. If you're working with somebody and you don't feel comfortable enough to text them at 11 or 12 at night, you probably need to find somebody else, because you just don't feel that comfortable enough with them. You would text a friend if you needed something, or you wanted to bounce something off them at any time. So
cool. I love that. And I love that. I kind of wish I had a house to sell right now, just so I could hire Richard to do it, because I'm so excited about what he offers. And I love the listening. I cannot emphasize it enough in your life, whether you're in sales or you're not in sales. You at work with your relationships with your friends, listening will open so much in your life. In addition to asking people, just listening, taking the time to listen, you'll learn so much that you may have never have known before. So Richard, we have less than a minute. I can't believe this. So if you could leave us with one final thought, plus I know that there are people out there who are ready to hire you right now. So how can they get a hold of you?
Okay. Well, again, my final thought, and again, bringing it back to the topic of the show, is don't be afraid to take chances, because that will, in one sense, it will get you past your fears by just taking that chance. Of course, make sure it's a calculated risk. You want to lose your life savings over something, but take the chance, take little chances, and build that confidence. So that would be my takeaway. And so again, I want to be your personal real estate consultant. I pride myself in assisting sellers to earn the highest return on their home or investment property. And again, as a small business, I'm able to provide a personalized experience for each of my clients. So if you want, please give me a call or text me at 888-668-5774, or feel free to email me at rperales@peralesrg.com. You can also visit me on my website at peralesrg.com.
And that is Perales. You spell Perales, Perales. Thank you so much, Richard.
Thank you.
Oh my
Thank you for
gosh.
having
Call
me.
him. Call him. Okay, that's probably really loud. Right here, right now. And of course, reach out to me, Laura Klecker, Empower Every Day, empowereveryday.com. Email me, Laura at empowereveryday.com. Don't forget, you get a complimentary 30-minute power session. Email me, give me your name, phone number, what you're about, and what struggles or challenges you have now. I'm Laura Klecker with Empower Every Day, and I'm here to tell you, you so got this.